Welcome to Break Free to Brilliance podcast, empowering women in business through thought provoking interviews and insights. Embrace your authentic power, explore the impact of your story, and discover how writing your best selling book can amplify your message, authority, and the three I's: impact, influence, and income. Let each episode guide you towards brilliance in minutes. This is your host, Seema Giri.
Let me ask you a question. Are you leading your business, your team, your life, or are you just reacting to everyone else's expectations? This is what I've noticed. Brilliant women are doing everything right: plans, deadlines, launches, and yet they feel stuck, exhausted, or disconnected. Traditional leadership advice tells you to work harder or delegate more, but that doesn't solve the root problem. The real problem: your energy, your purpose, and your strategy aren't aligned. Today I'm sharing something radically different: the 7I framework, a strategic energy aligned leadership system designed to help you lead with clarity, influence, and impact while staying fully aligned with your purpose. We're going deep because this is about who you are as a leader, not just what you do. So let's go. Here's why this matters and why I created the 7I framework. For years, I watched brilliant women build businesses and lead teams, myself included, but still feel drained and stuck. Most leadership frameworks, some like ProSci or Cotter and others, they teach processes, tactics, and steps. But I feel what is missing is the most powerful engine of leadership: your inner energy, your emotional intelligence, and your clarity of purpose. That's why I created the 7I framework. It's not a checklist, it's not a theory, it's a strategic system that integrates inner alignment, emotional intelligence, and tactical action so you can lead powerfully, authentically, and sustainably. Each step aligns with the key energy center in your body, the chakras. I mean the centers of influence, the decision making center, and leadership power. Strategy without alignment is noise, and alignment without strategy is wasted potential. The 7I framework combines both. So here's a snapshot. The first I is called inspire. This is your root chakra. It anchors your purpose and establishes unshakable clarity. The second I is called ideate. This aligns with your sacral chakra. This unlocks your creativity. This is where you explore possibilities that move your business forward. The third I is intake. This aligns with your solar plexus chakra. This is where you understand your landscape and focus your power and influence. Fourth eye is implement. This is aligned to your heart chakra. This is where you lead with empathy and strategic action. And the fifth eye is insight. This is aligned to your throat chakra. This is where you reflect. This is where you communicate authentically and learn from experience. And the sixth eye is improve. This is aligned to your third eye. This is where you refine your strategy, see opportunities, and you anticipate challenges. And the seventh eye is impact. This is aligned to your crown chakra at the very top of your head. This is where you're integrating your lessons, you're creating your legacy, and amplifying your influence. So I created this framework because I found that women often know what to do, but don't know how to lead with their full energy, their inner intelligence, and purpose. And of course, I have fallen into the same area, and hence the 7I framework was born. I feel that this really fills that gap, helping you lead with clarity, authority, and aligned action. So now let's break down each step. So, step one is inspire. This is aligned to your root chakra. This is about anchoring your purpose. Root energy is the foundation. You can't grow what isn't grounded. Many women leaders skip this step. They know what they want to accomplish but haven't clarified their why. Without purpose, every decision feels really heavy. I have a coaching client, Maya. She had a thriving business but felt drained. So when we clarified her purpose, went back to why she's doing what she's doing, she realized she wasn't just coaching, she was actually creating a movement for women to reclaim their confidence. And that clarity transformed her decisions, her energy, and her presence. So I want you to do this first exercise. Do this with me. And you might want to pause the podcast here while you do it and then come back to it. So, first exercise is write your purpose statement. Ask yourself, why does this matter? Why is what I'm doing really matter? Who am I serving? And what impact do I want to create? Now, remember, you don't want to overthink it. You want to write as soon as something is coming into your mind. You're not judging, you're not overthinking it. You just want to jot down what is coming to your mind. And sometimes we go into business thinking that we're serving a certain segment of the market. But you might be surprised. You might actually be serving someone other than you thought. So another way of looking at who you're really serving is look at the kind of clients you already have and what stands out about them. This might surprise you. Okay. Now, step 2 is ideate. Ideate is your creativity and possibility. Your sacral energy fuels innovation. Leaders often wait for the perfect clarity, but ideation is about exploring possibility and imagining outcomes before execution. So I had a client, was really having trouble starting her book. And in fact, she didn't even think she had a story or that it was good enough. So when I asked her to really share about her life and her experiences and the wisdom she's gained, I was sitting there with my mouth wide open because she had such an extraordinary transformation and she was doing such amazing things for her clients. So when I explained to her what I was hearing, she was pleasantly surprised that she did have an amazing story. You see, she had it in her mind that she had to achieve the highest possible outcome in her mind, but she didn't have to. She was already way ahead than what her clients had been, and that was enough for her to start helping her clients transform. So by brainstorming many options, many ideas, and even talked about her launch strategies, she created a six-figure launch plan. The ideation sparked momentum for her. So in this exercise, I want you to set a timer for 3 minutes. Brainstorm 3 possibilities for your project, for your product, or an initiative that you want to do. Again, no judgment, just ideas, and just write things down. Don't think about whether you have the resources to do things or not. This is just time to write things down. So again, you can pause the podcast here and then come back to it. Step 3 is intake. Intake is about clarity, insight, and understanding your area, your landscape. Your solar plexus energy is your personal power. You need to know who is involved, their readiness, and the potential resistance. So I want you to draw a table with stakeholders on one side. These are all the people that you serve, their readiness, the resistance, and opportunity. So draw a table with these headings: stakeholder, readiness, resistance, and opportunity. Here you want to list your team, list your clients and collaborators, and identify where your focus matters the most. Okay, so take a couple of minutes for this. I had a client, she was a tech founder. She assumed her team would adopt a whole new process just automatically. But when she really did the intake and talked to each of the stakeholders and looked at their um, areas of frustration and readiness, she saw that if she really addressed these concerns, then the rollout would be much easier. And actually, when she did that, the rollout was was the rollout transformed into an engaged momentum. Step 4 is to implement. Implement is action guided by empathy and connection. Heart energy fuels relationship and influence. So leadership isn't only tasks, it's about how you show up with people. Right, so here's an exercise for you. Choose one person or stakeholder and see what action can you take this week to connect and lead with heart with them. Write it down. So I had a client, she was rolling out a new program. And by leading with empathy and acknowledging the team's concerns, engagement and adoption really skyrocketed for her. Leadership became aligned with energy, not just process. And step 5, this is insight. Insight is reflection and authenticity. Your throat energy is communication and learning. Leaders must ask, what is working? What isn't? And where am I aligned or misaligned? So in order to discover this, journaling is a great way of finding, getting some reflection, maybe some peer accountability, and getting some honest feedback from others as well. And honest reflection is a really powerful tool. You'll know where you are really misaligned and what's working and what's not. You'll feel it. You'll probably have been feeling this for some time. Now, I want you to write it down and then get that clarity, and this will help you get realigned. So I had a client, she discovered she was spending 40% of her time on low value tasks. This insight allowed her to delegate effectively and focus on the areas that only she could do. This freed up not only her time, but her energy for high impact decisions. And now step 6 is improve. Improve is vision, foresight, and refinement. Third eye energy is about seeing opportunities others miss. It's about the small tweaks in your process, in your messaging, or strategy can create some massive impact. So, in this exercise, I want you to identify one process or a behavior or a message to refine this week. Write it down and schedule action around it. So another client of mine, she had a program that had really low engagement. By refining her message a little bit and doing proper onboarding and weekly communication, she tripled her client retention. And step 7 is impact. This impact is your integration, influence, and legacy. Crown energy is a culmination how you embed change, create sustainable results, and amplify influence. So in this exercise, I want you to commit to one strategic action this week that aligns energy, your purpose, and strategy. Write it down and really take it seriously. You'll see what kind of results you'll get. Okay, so to recap the 7I framework, Step one is inspire. This is where you anchor in purpose. Step two is ideate. This is where you explore possibilities. Step three is intake. This is where you understand your stakeholders, your clients, your team. Step four is implement. This is where you lead with the heart and have empathy. Number five is insight. This is where you take time to reflect authentically and honestly. And step six is improve. This is where you're refining your strategy and your message or your message. And number seven is impact. This is where you're creating legacy. So when your energy, your purpose, and action align, you lead with authority, clarity, and soul. If you loved this episode, share it with a fellow woman leader. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Break Future Brilliance podcast. Remember, you don't just lead change, you become the change. You show up fully, intentionally, and aligned, and watch transformation ripple through your life, your business, and your legacy. Until next time, this is your friend and host, Seema. And I want to take a moment to mention that the content shared in this podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only. My guests and I share personal experiences and real life examples that have helped us live our best lives, much like friends sharing stories. While we strive to provide valuable information, it's important to consult with professionals for advice tailored to your individual circumstances. Thank you for being part of our community, and thank you for spending this time with me. Remember, your story is your strength. Until next time, stay inspired and keep making a difference.